Hey, welcome back. Now joining us this morning yet again is Dave Sidden, Executive Director of Wildlife Images Rehabilitation and Education Center in Grants Pass. And again, we have a friend with us. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, and welcome to Molly.
That's our animal ambassador today.
It is, and she's an ambassador that's a new one to Wildlife Images.
You said she was 2.5 months old, right?
She is, yeah, she's an orphan.
So little.
And we took her on, and we got special permission from Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife to keep her as an educational ambassador, because people look at these things and think, oh, they're so cute, I want to have them as a pet. It's illegal. You cannot grab wild animals and keep them as a pet. And in most cases, wild animals make awful pets. And so it's really a poor idea. And so we were able to get special permission with Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife. They partner with us because they're a great educational ambassador. And they're not native to Oregon. These guys were introduced probably back in the 30s or 40s to the West Coast. And the Rocky Mountains were a natural barrier that they couldn't overcome. So up until, people brought them over to the West Coast, they didn't occur here.
Yeah, and you were saying that she would have otherwise died.
Yes, she would. They are the only North American marsupial. So they have a pouch and, like a kangaroo. And so when they are babies, they're, pea-sized, they're little bitty guys. And they crawl into the pouch, and then mom was probably hit by a car or something like that, and she was brought in as an orphan, and she's going to fit really well into our educational programs. Unfortunately, opossums, though, have a very short lifespan. Her lifespan is expected to be 3 to 4 years is about all they live, and so they're very, very short-lived. And they're I kind of call them a genetic junkyard, because they're like parts and pieces of all kinds of different animals. They've got a kind of a rat-like tail and the big eyes like a bug and other things, but they're they fit in. They are very arboreal. They love to climb and they love blonde hair.
Apparently so. Look at it. We're like buddies now. So you were saying that you got the distinction from the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife. So how do you get that? How do you earn that?
Well, of course, we're licensed. So we have 5 different regulatory agencies that we answer to and license. And now we are actually a ZAA facility, so Zoological Association of America, which is a really big deal. And to be accredited by them is pretty substantial. So that helps us to get permits to do educational programming and do special encounters. Like at Wildlife Images, if people come, they can sign up for a special encounter and get encounters with things like our wallabies, or they can help go feed the otters and do things like that as an added bonus to your trip. It's an upcharge for the encounters, but they can go on our website at wildlifeimages.org and then reserve time to have special encounters. Maybe you can even do it with Molly.
And you can have these one-on-one encounters. What can people learn from them, Dave?
Well, basically, there's nothing like learning with all of your senses. If you see it, feel it, smell it, all that sort of thing, you kind of become more passionate towards that animal, and you're more likely to preserve them or help preserve them and their habitat in the future.
And what can people learn from Molly?
Well, Molly is, they're wildly adaptable, and they have adapted to the West Coast really quickly. They are one of the only mammals that I know of in North America that has an opposable thumb. Every other mammal doesn't have that.
So interesting.
And they love to lick things and get the flavor, and then she'll sometimes roll in it and all that. So see, there she goes right now. She's doing this like, oh man.
Oh my goodness. Well, you guys, I could spend the whole day with you two, but we have to say goodbye to you this morning.
Oh,
I know.
So sad for all of us.
So sad. Is there anything else you'd like to mention this morning?
If people want to get involved, we're having Saturday as our big encounter for our volunteers. We're encouraging people to come and volunteer. That helps us stretch every nickel as far as we can to take best care of the animals. And if people want to keep us in their estate planning and things like that, it makes a huge difference, and it's saved our life many times. So helps keep Molly in food,
Yes, be more aware of how to help animals with animal ambassadors.
Absolutely.
I love that. So as we said, a Wildlife Images Rehabilitation and Education Center is open daily at their location on Lower River Road in Grants Pass. Sign up for an encounter with one of their animal ambassadors for an up-close look at wildlife and how they are cared for at the facility. Plus, you can support the nonprofit by becoming a member and enjoy year-round benefits in the process. For more information, visit wildlifeimages.org. Dave, thank you guys so much again, you and Molly, for joining us this morning.
It's been a chunk of heaven. Thanks for having us.
We'll be right back.